This is the AI News Flash for June 12th, 11 p.m. UTC. First up, one day after its record NASDAQ debut, SpaceX is in the spotlight for a different reason. Bloomberg reports that the company rented out its giant Colossus 1 data center after its own teams had trouble using it. Colossus 1 in Memphis is a supercomputer packing roughly 220,000 Nvidia GPUs and 300 megawatts of power. But training Grok's frontier models there ran into problems including latency connecting to two other sites more than 10 miles away, aging network infrastructure, and a mix of chip generations from Hopper to Blackwell that bottlenecked distributed training. As a result, SpaceX leased the entire facility to rival Anthropic for $1.25 billion a month on a 180-day lease with a 90-day mutual cancellation option. Combined with a $920 million monthly deal with Google, SpaceX is collecting about $2.17 billion a month in compute revenue, roughly $26 billion annualized. Musk said that if compute gets super tight, the company might need the capacity back at some point. Meanwhile, Grok's app downloads fell from 20 million in January to 8.3 million in April. A data center built for SpaceX's own AI has effectively turned the company into an AI infrastructure landlord. Second, Nvidia has started pitching its new Vera CPU to customers in China, according to an exclusive report from Reuters. Sources say Chinese clients can already place orders, with shipments expected as early as August. A single Vera processor costs well north of $20,000 before bulk discounts, and a fully configured rack of 256 chips runs about $10 million. Vera was unveiled in March as a CPU purpose-built for agentic AI. CEO Jensen Huang expects it to become the company's next multi-billion-dollar business, and Alibaba and ByteDance were already confirmed as collaborators at launch. One major Chinese cloud provider reportedly plans to order more than 300 servers, deploying them first in overseas data centers for testing. The backdrop is a de facto freeze on Nvidia's GPU sales to China. The H200 has U.S. export licenses, but Beijing has discouraged purchases, and Blackwell generation chips remain banned. CPUs fall outside those restrictions, making Vera a side door back into the Chinese market, though software compatibility and the entrenched domestic chip ecosystem leave adoption uncertain. Third, China's Moonshot AI has launched Kimi Work, a desktop AI agent that runs locally on your computer with apps available for Mac and Windows. Kimi Work reads local files, drives the user's real browser, and runs scheduled tasks. It reportedly runs on Kimi K2.6, the flagship open-weight mixture of experts model released in April, which activates about 32 billion parameters per token and supports a 256,000 token context window. The headline feature is an agent swarm that can run up to 300 sub-agents in parallel on a single machine, splitting complex tasks and coordinating across as many as 4,000 documented steps. A browser extension called WebBridge inherits existing logins to search, scroll, and fill forms, and a built-in scheduler handles daily, hourly, or conditional jobs. Subscriptions start at $19 a month, with the full 300-agent swarm locked to higher tiers. With products like Anthropic's CoWork, the race for autonomous desktop agents is heating up in both the US and China. Fourth, research firm Artificial Analysis has released AgentPerf, the industry's first infrastructure benchmark for agentic AI, and Nvidia has published its results. The premise is that chat is one model call and one response, while agents chain dozens to hundreds of model calls together with tool use, so traditional benchmarks fail to capture real agentic performance. AgentPerf uses real coding agent trajectories collected from public repositories across more than 12 programming languages and measures how many concurrent agentic tasks a platform can sustain while meeting responsiveness targets of 20 and 60 tokens per second. In Nvidia's tests with DeepSeek V4 Pro, the GB300 NVL72 system ran up to 20 times more agents per megawatt than the HGX H200 system. Inference providers, including Basaitan, Deep Infra, and Together AI, are already deploying agentic workloads on Blackwell as the yardstick for AI infrastructure shifts from chat to agents. That's all for this AI News Flash.